Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Aronofsky. I'm a student physical therapist at the George Washington University. Today I'll be talking to you guys about cognition and its role in fall risk. This is part of a three-part series that me and my classmates Justin and Kellen have put together about strength, balance, and cognition and their role in fall prevention and fall risk. By the end of the presentation, we hope that you will understand how cognitive decline can increase your risk of falling, name 2 modifiable risk factors for dementia, and name 2 possible activities that you could do to help prevent dementia. So first things first, what is cognition? Cognition is the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. It's your ability to think and learn, or your brain power. Some other terms that we'll be seeing in this presentation are mild cognitive impairment, or MCI for short. This is a state of some cognitive impairment in between normal cognition and dementia. And dementia is a chronic condition affecting memory, thinking, and social abilities severely enough to impair daily life. So why is this important? Why do we care about this topic? MCI and dementia are both extremely common conditions that are associated with twice the risk of falling as compared to people of the same age with normal cognition. As of 2019, about 10% of Americans aged 70 or older had dementia, with an estimated 70 million Americans 65 or older with dementia in 2020. And as the population ages, those numbers are only going to increase, keeping this topic relevant. Also, some risk factors for dementia are modifiable or changeable. There's something that you can affect and you can do something about. And we'll be teaching you how to do that today. Our first topic is how cognitive decline leads to increased risk of falling. A bit of background information. The role of cognition in fall risk and fall prevention is a fast-growing area of research with lots of proposed and ongoing studies on how cognitive training could help with fall prevention. Currently, there's more established research on how cognitive decline increases the risk of falling. So that is what we are going to be focusing on today. MCI causes changes in brain structure, and those physical changes are associated with increased history of falls and increased risk of falls. So these changes in structure include a loss of gray matter in the brain, which if you look at the picture on the right is the dark red. You can see there's less of it as you go down the picture, as well as damaged white matter, which is the light red tissue in those pictures. And with MCI, there's usually damage to pathways in the brain that affect executive function and visuospatial function. And visuospatial function is your ability to judge where objects are in space when you see them. You can look at a chair in the room and basically know how far away that chair is from you. Or you look at a lamp and you know how far away that lamp is from that chair. So things like distance, depth perception, and all of that would be impaired because of that damage and contribute to increased falls. And then executive function is higher brain function. That includes things like attention, planning, judgment, and a lot more. And we'll go into more detail on executive function and its role in fall risk in the next slide. So a little more detail on executive function. Like I said before, it is higher brain function, and along with the things that I just listed, it also includes self-control, sequencing, flexible thinking, working memory, and even more. But things like impulse control, being able to, that flexible thinking, that ability to do tasks in a specific order, those are all strongly linked to walking performance and fall risk. So one of the major theories behind why impaired executive function leads to increased falls is that your ability to regulate your attention when you're walking or when you're trying to multitask when you're walking is impaired, which will further lead to an increase in falls. And then back to the self-control and risk assessment. If your judgment is impaired, you might make riskier decisions, further increasing your chance of falls. Next, we're going to go over some risk factors for dementia. We're going to focus on modifiable or changeable risk factors because there is strong evidence that prevention strategies can delay or prevent dementia. So there are 9 risk factors that have the best supporting evidence, and these 9 factors account for 35% of overall dementia risk. These risk factors are early life education, hearing impairments, high blood pressure, obesity, physical activity levels, social engagement, depression, smoking, and diabetes. These risk factors have more influence at different stages of life. So as you can see here, education has the most impact in the early stages of life. Hearing impairment, high blood pressure, and obesity have the most impact on dementia risk during middle stages of life. And then today we're going to focus on the risk factors that have the most impact in later stages of life. And these are physical activity, social engagement, depression, smoking, and diabetes. And here is a diagram, just for your convenience if you're interested, that just lays out the risk factors I talked about, as well as a few others, color-coded by stage of life where they have the most influence. So early life is at the top in green. Factors in the middle stages of life are here in blue. And the factors that have the most impact in later stages of life are down towards the bottom in purple. So, what can you do to help prevent or delay dementia? So far, the most promising interventions for later life are more physical activity, more socializing, smoking less, and treating diabetes and high blood pressure if you have them. And the best part is all of these activities have more health benefits than just preventing or delaying dementia. And here are just a few activity ideas, especially to keep you physically active and social. So a great way to do both is group exercise. I know Foggy Bottom West End Village has a lot of exercise classes, exercise groups like yoga, tai chi, walking groups. So please look into any of those if any of those interest you. Great. And then if there are any recreational sports clubs, sports groups, if you have a regular walking buddy, any of those are great options. And then some social activities, even if you're not necessarily active, just staying social is a great preventative activity. This can be anything like a book group, regular meetings with friends or calls with family, or even if you and your friends all do daily puzzles or crosswords and you get together and compare the answers. As long as you're active and social, or just one of the two, you can do any activity you can think of. Then, as I mentioned before, physical activity and socializing have a lot more benefits than just preventing dementia and cognitive decline. Some of these other benefits are just physical fitness, improving your overall physical health from being active. It can help with stress relief. It can help with anxiety and depression and any symptoms of either of those. It can help improve your mood, and it can give you more energy. And that concludes our video on cognition and fall risk. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And be sure to check out Helen and Justin's videos on strength and balance and how they can contribute to fall prevention. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day.